Namaste to everyone. I welcome you all in my YouTube video channel. Today I will deliver lecture on fluid dynamics, in which I will discuss on equation of continuity, lecture number 1. Now we shall discuss number 1, the equation of continuity in Cartesian coordinates. Since the fluid flows, let there be a fluid particle at the point P, whose coordinates be x, y, z. Let rho, which is the function of x, y, z, t, be the density of the fluid at the point P. Since the fluid flows and at a different point the density of the fluid may be different, so the density depends on the coordinate points and time also. And let UVW be the velocity components at P parallel to rectangular Cartesian axis. U be the velocity component of the fluid along x direction, V be the velocity component of the fluid along y direction, and W be the velocity component of the fluid along z directions at the point P. At different points of the fluid, the velocity components will be also different. Now let us construct a small parallelopipe with edges of length delta x, length p dash is delta x, this side length PQ delta y, and this side length of the parallelopipe delta z, which is PS. These are three adjacent sides of the parallelopipe. Here P be one of the angular point of the parallelopipe. Now we calculate the mass of the fluid that passed through the face PQRS. This PQRS face is perpendicular to the x-axis. This is direction of x-axis, that is, this is parallel to x-axis, and this face is perpendicular to x-axis. Since we have taken that the velocity of the fluid along x-axis is u, so in this direction the velocity of the fluid will be u, which will pass through the face PQRS. Let this is the face PQRS. PQRS. Since fluid enters the phase PQRS with velocity u, and it flows along x direction, and in unit time it travels a distance u. Since length of this side is delta y and length of this side is delta z, so area of the face PQRS equal to delta y into delta z area, and if we multiply with u, we will get the volume of this parallel pipe with sides delta y, delta z and u. That means in unit time the volume of the fluid along x direction be delta y, delta z, u. This is the volume. If we multiply this volume with density rho, then it will be delta y, delta z, u into rho, and this is will be the mass. That means mass flow along x direction through this phase PQRS equal to delta y, delta z, u into rho, and we consider this as function of x, y, z. This is number one. Since mass of the fluid pass in through the phase PQRS, the fluid enters in this phase PQRS, then it moves along x-axis, and then mass of the fluid passes out through the opposite phase P prime, Q prime, R prime, S prime. Here fluid passes out. Here fluid passes in. Similar to number 1. In number 1, this value is function of x, y, z. Since coordinate of the point P is x, y, z. X, y, z. Here coordinate of point P prime is x plus delta x, y, z. So this amount will be function of x plus delta x, comma y, comma z. If we apply Taylor's theorem, in Taylor's theorem we know that fx plus h equal to fx plus h f dash x plus h square by factorial to f double dash x plus dot dot dot. Here we have three variables x, y, z. Here change in variable x only, y, z remains same, no change in y and z. So here in place of fx we have written fx, y, z. Here in place of h we have written delta x, and differentiation of fx with respect to x. Here only we have single variable, but here we have three variables. So here we use the partial derivative with respect to x plus dot dot dot. This is number 2. Therefore, the net gain in mass per unit time within the element means this rectangular parallel pipe, due to flow through the faces P, Q, R, S and P prime, Q prime, R prime, S prime by using 1 and 2. This amount of mass of the fluid enters through this phase in unit time, and this amount of mass of the fluid leaves per unit time through this phase. So the remaining amount of the fluid inside the parallel pipe will be mass that enters through the phase PQRS in unit time minus mass that leaves through the phase PQ, P prime, Q prime, R prime, S prime in unit time. This is function of x, y, z, number 1, and this part is function of x, y, z plus delta x partial derivative of f x, y, z with respect to x plus dot dot dot. Now we calculate this. This is equal to minus delta x partial derivative of function of x, y, z. To the first order approximation, we neglect the higher orders, equal to minus delta x. We use the value of function of x, y, z, that is equal to rho u delta y delta z. Since delta y and delta z are independent with respect to x, so we take these two terms outside and then we write delta by delta x rho u. This is number 3. Similarly, the net gain in mass per unit time within the element due to the flow through the phases P, P prime, S prime, S, P, P prime, S prime, S, this phase, and Q, Q prime, R prime, R means parallel to y axis, and similar to theory we get here value equal to minus delta x delta y delta z partial derivative of rho v with respect to y. This is number 4. And similarly, net gain in mass per unit time within the element due to flow through the phases P, P prime, P, P prime, Q prime, Q and S, S prime, R prime R, that is parallel to z axis. The value will be equal to minus delta x, delta y, delta z and partial derivative of rho w with respect to z. Taking 3, 4 and 5, we get in unit time total mass flow into the elementary parallel pipe, inside in unit time. The mass will be equal to minus delta x, delta y, delta z common. In each 3, 4 and 5 we get this term common, and then del by del x rho u plus del by del y rho v plus del by del z rho w. This is the amount of the fluid remains inside the parallel pipe in unit time due to flow from 3 direction, x direction, y direction and z direction. Again, the mass of the fluid within the chosen element means this element, at time t equal to the volume of this parallel pipe multiply by rho, that is mass, at time t. Volume is delta x, delta y, delta z multiply by density rho. Therefore, total rate of increase in mass within the element, this amount of mass is due to the volume delta x, delta y, delta z in time t. Then in unit time, that is the rate of increase, rate means unit time, that will be equal to the differentiation of this amount with respect to t. Since delta x, delta y, delta z, these are independent of time t, so we may these quantities outside and we get here partial derivative of rho with respect to t. This is number 7. Let the chosen region, this region, does not contain any sources or sink. Source means from which the fluid is created, means comes out. A sinks means that fluid is annihilated, means fluid vanishes. Here we have no such type of source and sink. Then by the law of conservation of the fluid mass, the rate of increase of mass of the fluid within the element, rate of increase of mass within this element will be equal to the rate of mass flowing to the element, means rate of mass coming from different sides into the parallel pipe. Hence, from 6 and 7, we get here rate of increase in mass within the element, left side, and in 7, in unit time, total mass flow into the elementary parallel pipe be same. Here coefficient delta x, delta y, delta z cancels in both sides. So remains this partial derivative of rho with respect to t, this side minus plus here, and we write these terms. Now we write this term, and here we differentiate the product of two quantities. First, rho constant, differentiation of u, plus u constant, differentiation of rho. Similarly here also, here also. Here we take rho outside and we write here partial derivative del by del t, here u del by del x, here v del by del y, here w del by del z, and rho outside. Now we take common rho here, here, and here, and this bracket contains del u by del x plus del v by del y plus del w by del z. This is an operator called material derivative. We use this for capital D, d rho by dt, plus rho del u by del x plus del v by del y plus del w by del z equal to 0. This is equation number 8, which is known as the equation of continuity in Cartesian form. Now we have some remarks. If fluid is homogeneous and incompressible, incompressible means it is not compressed, that means the density remains same everywhere, that is density rho is constant. Therefore d rho by dt equal to 0. Therefore from equation 8 we get this part 0, then del u by del x plus del v by del y plus del w by del z equal to 0. We may write this equation as I del by del x plus j del by del y plus k del by del z dot ui plus vj plus wk equal to 0. This is called Névela, and this is the velocity of the fluid q. Névela dot q equal to 0. Thanks for watching my video. If you are satisfied with my presentation and contents, then please click on like button and do subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.